Well, that was retarded. Did my message go through YouTube yet where it has chat and link? Damn it. That one. Let's see. All right. It never allows me to find my own damn channel. Shit. You all the way down. Why is this? Whoa. This is being retarded as hell today. This should not be confusion. Oh, I know what's. Yeah, so what? What's up, Andrew? I can't even find my own channel. I'm not gonna go live on Facebook soon. What do I know? Can't block off. I'm trying to make it on the YouTube side over to chat to see if it put the link in there like I put in there. Who knows? It's a process. We're working on it. There's a lot of Stern channels. Either that or they're racist against the good old Stern here. Oh, I've had it. It's a long time. It did not put chat in there. It's a good thing I'm smart. I did all cap it even, which is why I thought that was strange just now. That being all capped and it being my channel, I was like 75th on the list. Now I have to go back over to the StreamYard side. Hold on. StreamYard side. Success. And even more success. Sorry, I'm looking at a random coin that was in the way of coins we got back from grading. I plan on showing the coins rather quick like. That way if anybody watches this video after the fact, it's not a pain in the ass to see, well, the whole reason this video is made. What happened? So we're going to do some guess the grade. Why not? It'll be fun. I'm going to have to let myself back in because I need to be on the desktop site. And let's see if people can hear me. Blah. Hey, I'm making noise. There we go. Resolution. It was on low. Let's fix that on that. PR61. 12. It's going to be hard to do considering it's not a proof coin. And there we go. I conserved it. And I don't know how I feel about their conservation because I don't think it looked this cleaned before I conserved it. I think it looked better before. I appreciate the no more PVC though. But the one spot that's still kind of dirty, I think is weird because it's the one spot. The whole reason this coin was sent in. We're going to say yes to that because it's a VF detail scratches. Because where are the scratches? Hold on. Let's see if you can find them. There they are. They called scratches on that. That's it. Pretty rude. It's a 1840 or 1840 small date, but I happen to think, oh, that's dirty. So under here where it's got this really dirty looking spot out of nowhere, there was a forearm that was right there. That's awkward weird. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, so I'm just going to let this one go. But that's suspicious and disappointing. I will be hooking up with before and after pictures of the close-up of this exact spot so that way you can see what I mean. Because that's a little disappointing. Hmm. That one will have to be some fun time. So I guess we'll skip to the coins that I know are gonna not piss me off. I know all these grades, which is why I know. What would you grade this coin? Is it? Or is this one? I believe that the large sign would be. That doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. They had that issue quite a bit. So I'm sure that the reverse is why this is only a cameo. Because in their holder, when it's set up all beautiful like it isn't as frosty as it needs to be. I bought this one from a random auction site for, oh, I think it was like 30 bucks. No, it was 40 bucks. But it was in a 66 cameo PCI holder. So I cracked it out, got an upgrade. But I'm glad that the first coin I ever bought on eBay or anything to upgrade, because I thought it was undergraded, was legit undergraded. I'm happy with that, actually. Pretty proud of that one. And there's this one, which I found raw at an estate sale and paid $10 for the set, I think. Where's that hair? Oh, that's a scratch on the case. That's a scratch on the case. I thought it was a hair on the case, but no, that's a scratch on the case. That's boo. Boo boo. Yeah, if you look, yeah. This one is really beautiful. Holy shenane. I kind of think this one is. This one might have room left. It's a 67 Ultra Cam, but that reverse is way pretty. I didn't expect the reverse to be that liquid, so reflective. Because the bird's got the frost all day. Sort of red lettering. Beautiful. This one has potential for 68, which is substantially more expensive. And there's the coin that makes me the angriest. I didn't know the capital said toning made it look cleaned. And this part is where the toning has broken off the coin just because it's old. It's probably been tossed around and jostled and airtight or something. And toning will break off a coin. But the whole reason this got graded anyway is because what do you see in here? What happened? I'd say that right there looks a whole lot like a fucking S. And we will do a scope change. Scope change. Scope change. Ugh. You can go down further than that, I promise you. No. Yes, I want to send this one to NGC. This was the first time I ever sent a coin to PCGS before. Um, Super disappointed in the way that worked out. Oh, that's why you're not working, you bastard. Yeah, I bet you're not connected. It doesn't surprise me. Shenanigans. Thank you. We fixed it. Where am I? I'm in the right spot. That's way bright. So, and what's on the sides of the mint mark right here, on both sides of the mint mark, that is a mint mark punch damage. So if you go back and you take the time, which nobody wants to, I'm sure, to look at all of the graded 1902 O's that they've graded, you can see the spot on the right form first. Starts off kind of small, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the spot on the left forms. But that is not even a hit on the coin itself. And I've made sure to, I bought another one to make sure originally. So I have a few of the O2 O's. But then I went through all of CoinFacts and I found that this anomaly here is on a lot of very high graded MS 1902 O's with no, what seems to be no effect on the grade. Made me assume, because they all look so similar, that it was a punch anomaly and doesn't affect the grade. But I've had this thing I had it for 2 years before I sent it out. And under every scope, every loop, every lighting, you name it, that looks like an S. The only reason that I've had any kind of rebuttal is because it's a Morgan, and if there was an over mint mark on a Morgan, it would have been found already because it's a Morgan. That has been the consensus on why I can't have what I think I have, is because it should have been found. That's been the overall answer. And I think that's kind of a boo-boo answer. It's so hard to turn my scope. Yeah. Oh, my thumb hurts. God, even far away, that looks like an S under there. So I'm disappointed in the clean detail. Super disappointed in the clean detail because I don't see any hairlines. The cheek is actually miraculously flawlessly clean. She looked good. Let's turn that down a wee bit. Normal cheek wear, as expected. Fields, fucking beautiful. No swiping motions. You have spacing around the lettering, just like your numbers and lettering and stars, just like you would expect to see, with a capital set bullseye. No hairlines. No oven. Doesn't look like it was sulfur assisted. Looks like it has a little bit of an alligator eye. This is not a cleaned coin. I respectfully disagree. Or disrespectfully disagree. I don't really care how they look at it, but I think they are wrong. If given a yes or no answer, they got the wrong answer. Where do they see cleaned? I know I'm officially talking to myself at this point, but that's okay because I'm genuinely confused at how they see cleaned on this thing. I'm stunned. I would have figured maybe questionable color. I would expect a questionable color before I go. Would expect clean because there's no hairline. Even down here where it's missing the color because of just I would assume either where it was sitting or being jostled around, it still doesn't look like rub there either. Or clean or intentional wiping of any sort. Just kind of looks like it had some shady toning on the back right here. Because even this, there's no hairlines here. It may be kind of white, which is weird. I agree. But that doesn't look like somebody did it intentionally, nor does it look like there's any white marks because of it. It looks like it was a cabinet coin. I think that's cabinet friction. Only the highest points of the coin, bam, right there. That's what they called it. That's why they called it cleaning. Right there. Shenane. These little swoops right here in between, right here, this little section right here, they call it, this is why they call it clean. I'm positive of it. Wow. I mean, you can tell that wasn't done to do anything. It was a fucking cabinet swipe. That's boo boo. That's super picky, PCGS. That's crazy picky. Yeah, why and why would they only clean this itty bitty spot of toning right here on the bottom wreath of the bird? That's it. Like they would leave every other spot alone 100%. But just right there on the wreath, they wanted to clean. For this one. Yeah, I call Nene. I don't like them. I don't like their attitude. But it's still in what I needed it to be in. Oh, damn it. Which is an unk holder and not a details damaged holder in any way or AU, which helps me fight the fact that the shit underneath the mint mark is not damaged, because that was the one thing that they told me after they found out that one had never been attributed before and they didn't exist yet. They told me that it was most likely PMD because it's a Morgan. People have gone through them for years heavily. But that is the exact shape of the S used in the surrounding years. I can't say just this year because I like to flippy flop it. But I'm glad to see that that looks good still, because I'm really disappointed in this large cent. I'm really disappointed in that. That's weird. I should have conserved this myself instead of sending it to NGC, because I think some shady shit went down, unfortunately, and that's unfortunate. So, at least that's out of the way. I put the link in chat. I'll do it again. The only person who said anything is Sir DeKing. We got 6 people. So, and I have one more coin that's not here right now. It's headed over to Bill because it is the 5 on cheek, SMS 1966 dime, and I will do that one as soon as I get her. Delete off my screen, you piece of shit. Hey, John. How's it going, buddy? His inner is frosty as fuck. Reason, this one's got scam. I think this has 68 potential. This thing is way more beautiful on the reverse than I expected it to be. Because I never saw this outside of the mint holder. So this one price guides for $9.95, it says, and this one price guides for 130, I think. And I wish this reverse was better because that is a really frosty obverse. That was a cherry pick upgrade. I bought it in a 66 cameo PCI holder. And that one I bought raw in this SMS right here. And you surprised or not a single touch of frosting contrast on any other coin in the entire set. Same with the one with the 5 on the cheek, which I will say I did get the cameo grade on that, but it's the only thing that came back with the frost on this. So batch 2, I guess I can show batch 2. I don't remember where I put it. There's batch 2. Batch 2 consists of this one right here. I'm hoping for a 68 decam. This is just redonkulous thing right here. The true view on this will blow some minds, I'm sure. And it's a variety. I'm not going to ship for the variety. I'm going to shipper grading first, of course. I was talked out of shipping this one because I would have to have it be perfect for it to be worth it, because there's been too many of these graded for it to mean diddly, even if it's a 68 or 69 decam. Well, that'll go in my album then. This is a small date double dive obverse, VP004. I say VP because I'm going to NGC. I don't trust PCGS's graders at the moment. Well, it's an S. It's an S all day. I don't see where you see a C on that, because I see an S in the center all day. I see what you see on the back of the O that's potentially kind of weird looking, but inside that is the exact S used in the surrounding years. Was this one I had for a long time, and I had to do a lot of like research because I was really offended when they told me no. I was like, "What do you mean I'm not seeing what I'm seeing? How dare you?" I know it blends itself in with the toning real well, but if I turn off my scope light and use my surrounding lights like I like to do, you can actually see the height differential where that part of the S right there stands up just a little bit taller than the surrounding toning around it. I had to play with this for a while to make it to where I wasn't convincing people that I had something that I could just show. Luckily, I found out I could do that. So if I had my other scope set up right now, I would just turn it to negative colors and it would probably just show it all beautiful. But when that's plugged into here, I get no remote controls. It's a whole. But I'm really glad I didn't get this conserved because I'm a little upset about what happened to this thing after they conserved it. I don't think it looks much better than it did originally. And they seem to have spent a whole lot of time right here on this in between the 4 and 0, an unnecessarily lot of time. And it yeah, let's just say the planchette doesn't even look the same underneath there. They looks like they spent a lot of motherfucking time scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing this one little spot. So this one little spot's darker than the rest of the coin, which makes no fucking sense because it wasn't darker than the coin when I sent it. This spot right here was the same color as the rest of my coin, but underneath, behind the 4, right above where this forearm is, that looked like there was another arm of a large date 4. Because I thought this was a different small date over large date because it didn't show signs on the 1 and 8 like the example known does. Mine showed stuff right here. And I find it funny that only right here is now this weird blue abraded color, and the entire rest of the coin is normal looking still. I'm not one to throw blame around, but that's kind of weird. A little unnecessary. They spent a lot of time right there. And then and I have no other basis on going on other than my before and after pictures and me just thinking that's a very odd thing to do. Just spend that much time in a spot where it didn't look like there was PVC to begin with. I didn't see PVC there originally, which is why Trade said he sent it in for conservation. Yeah, check it out. Whole coin looks normal except for that one spot. And that's kind of weird considering it wasn't like before I sent it in that one spot looked different from the rest of the coin. Now the whole coin looked identical, and when I get it back, I have this one spot, which was the one spot in question, that looks visibly fucked up now. Like you can tell, it looks like it was hit with a cleaning agent right there, and that bugs me a lot, like a lot. Oh, I didn't expect it to look that suspicious. Oh, that bugs me. Does that look weird to anybody else right by the day? I don't want to feel like I'm a weirdo here, thinking all conspiracy-ish. Because I didn't expect it to look that suspicious. It looks visibly tampered. Which it totally does. Even through my phone. Son of a bitch. Kind of rude. Hmm. Anybody want to come up? Uh, anybody would like to get some opinions on how they think this looks right there? I think that smells like shady butthole. Oh yeah, I had one more fun to show you guys. I think. Yeah, I totally did. Oh, Jesus Christ. um, I don't feel like drawing it out or drawing the S in there, but yeah. I'm gonna say no to Colin. StreamYards. You no. Not yet. I wish it showed my mouse on the screen. It would be much easier to do stuff. Is it's still on? Okay. So I see and loops in, and then where does this little help show the top side? Oh, it totally does. Look, there it is. Help made it stand up a little higher. Phew. I'm almost there. Come on, you old faulty scope. Okay. No, there's not a single overmint mark for this date at all of any kind. I had Shay look it up too, which is when I said this one to the Q&A a couple years ago. And as soon as I made this be like the first picture shown, they're all, oh, damn, look at that overmint mark. And then they did some research and found out that there hasn't been one attributed yet ever. And then they all kind of changed to their, no, it's probably going to be most likely post mint mark damage. But then Shay was like, dude, that is super interesting. I would get that in front of somebody who knows Vans real well. So I wanted to get it graded first, and then that way it takes the possibility of damage or blah 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 out of the mix. And it takes away the possibility of me damaging it because I have that chance because I'm not the most delicate flower here. I mean, I'm classy all day. You're a delicate flower. I'm really mad at this large set though. Still like $100 coin though. So that was a decent price. That was an estate sale find. That was I think that was what? It does look like a possible. Yeah. Because I played with this thing under so many conditions for a very, very long time. What is that? Mail? I got mail on. I got mail on this video already. Oh, it was letting me know that I'm live. That's hilarious. Thanks, YouTube. I had no idea. Guys, did you know I'm live right now? Shit. What's up, E? Do you see what I see? I'm really offended at this though, because I know you did see this large set back in the day. And I know that when you had witnessed this large set with me, it didn't look suspicious like this. And it makes me think there's some dirtiness going on at the grading company. Because this coin was conserved. Why? I don't know. I guess it had PVC. But after the conservation, whole coin looks normal. Whole coin looks all right. Except for where the anomaly was. The only spot that looks a bit kind of screwy is where I had claimed there was another four underneath that four. Like they spent some time there. But I mean, front and back, there's no other spot on this entire coin that looks that weird, braided purple, like scrubbed, except for right there. And it did not have that singled out spot before. That's kind of screwy. I don't know. They conserved it because I guess there was PVC on it, but the coin looks normal. I mean, it looks a little bit more cleaned than it did before because, but this spot right here looks visibly fucked with. Like they actually went at it, and it did not. I have before photos where it did not look different than the rest of the planchette. Like there was no difference on that one spot than the rest of the entire coin, and now there's a huge difference. Because this would have been a new variety if they would have given it to me after I had it graded, put in a slab for safety purposes. Yeah, you can send it to conserve. Yeah, NGC has their conservation, and so does PCGS. They have their own company that they send it to. And if they feel that you have a coin that they will grade after it gets the PVC dealt with, they'll send you an email saying, "Hey, we're not going to slab this, but we advise you do conservation." And it's not a guarantee that conservation they'll slab it anyway, but there's more of a chance of them slabbing it if conservation is done, which is another $25 bill. And if all I did was pay $25 to have them scrub my date, my anomaly away, that's I could have spent my money way worse and been happier. That's some dirtiness. I didn't expect it to grade as high as it did, though. It got a VF details, which still makes it $100 to $150 coin, I guess. It's cool because it was an estate sale find, so I can't. Well, not at liberty to say what I did pay because I can't remember, but I know it wasn't over 100. I got VF details scratches because of. Oh, wait. Can we see it? Oh, I can't even get it to show. That's funny. So that's super funny. Right here, behind her head, there's a little scratch. So that got VF details. Oh, I'll put that to you. There's, I guess, there's a little one right there. Yep, right there. They details it. Which doesn't bug me near as much as them scrubbing the fucking behind the four so aggressively. That's kind of what bugs me. Like, I'm alright with everything else that happened. I'm even alright with the grade. I'll accept the details. But it's kind of rude. I mean, I really didn't expect it to look so suspicious and sketchy. Okay, it looks like you dropped a little bit of an acidic substance. I was clear as day. There was a four, like behind the bar of the four, there was another larger bar that went above it. It was clear. It was clear as day. Like, it was very, very evident. And I was like, cool, conserve. That's no problem. You can't. There's nothing that they could do other than like scrub my fucking plancher with a Brillo pad that I felt would make that go away. And well, surprised, I guess. It's weird, super weird. Why would they? They wouldn't do that. There's no personal gain to do that, right? That's that's why I can't be a conspiracy theorist person because you got to look at personal gain. What is their personal fucking gain in doing that? There's no gain in doing that. They don't personally know me. But I think I'm gonna eBay this one, see what happens. They haven't been doing very good on pricing, so we'll see. And then batch two's got to go out. Which mostly proofs again. A couple small date 70s. Oh yeah, no, yeah. And behind the O, where it looks like there's a bit more abrasiveness happening, it's because there was a bit of the other O behind there. I got, I got a lot of photos that it's not like it's not a hard thing to see. It was pretty evident. And it's not a squinter. Under I'd say a 15 power, 16 power loop, you could see it right there, right in between the four and the O. There was a piece of the floor behind it, and then in between, and then the backside of the O, you could see the remnants of a O. It, yeah, I just kind of surprised right now. I'm taken away. I'm taken back, even in the way. And them calling this clean is kind of offensive. Beautiful coin. I don't see it. But what are our first four? They're for screwing up, right? That's how we roll here. America. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in Bill's hands. Not the large hand. That one has been taken away from me. If it existed to begin with, which we'll never know at this point, I would fight pretty heavily that it did. that will, then that's been taken from me. So unless I can find another, which is about my only course of action at this point, because there ain't no point bitching. They ain't gonna admit it if it happened. No. So, first one not bad. I paid. So for these two, I think I'm into them maybe $110 altogether. And this one price guide's for $1,000, and this one price guide's for 130. So I'd say that's worth the SMS hunt. And that's not even for the variety hunt. That's just for finding. And then Ultra Cam, I don't know. If it ends up sitting with me for a while and I end up making some cash, I might play with that one some more. Because I think that could be in a 68 holder and nobody would bat an eye. Yeah. I think this will be in the next one. So there's a lot of varieties on Newcombs, but there's not a lot of books on Newcombs. So if anybody has a book on Newcombs that they want to sell, feel free to shoot me an email. If anybody has seen a Newcomb book that they've ever actually laid eyes on, just let me know that it exists still. Because I've never physically seen one before. And when you search for them, they're not the easiest thing to find. But point of that statement is the very last Newcomb variety on CoinFacts is the only Newcomb variety that the toning resembles this one. Like the other ones are all turning brown or maroon or red orange. And the very last one, its toning is turning it green or greenish blue. Significantly so. And this is the only one that I could find, or it was the only one that kind of looked like it, because they don't give you any designation references on what makes a Newcomb 1 versus a Newcomb 20 versus a Newcomb 118. They don't tell you. You just kind of got to guess. But this one having luster still, but green luster, looks just like the Newcomb, I think it's 9 or 10, which is one of the most expensive Newcombs. What would you grade this coin? What would you grade this? Granted, I got to get the PVC dealt with, but I think I'm going to deal with that myself and not trust them to deal with that anymore because I don't like my first experience. We'll see how I do on my own with my first experience because I don't like I don't like the first experience sending them out. So that'll go to round 2. These have been getting graded so roughly. I'm debating on sending these two. Probably not this one because I'm afraid of the cleaning designation, even though I don't think it's cleaned. Those would be the maybe file. Who? Oh yeah, she does, doesn't she? She's a beautiful broad. Them large scent depictions. She's like, that's a flattering picture. I wish I had my fractional currency. My favorite. There's a $10 fractional currency where this dude is hiding his chin for the photo. Like how you would look if you were purposely trying to hide your chin at all cost is how he posed for this photo, and that's the one they went with. You gotta look. Oh, eventually I'm doing these. Damn you, phone. These will be going in a bulk submission. There's there's roughly 100 of these here somewhere, and all roughly same color, same grade. So I figure out of the 100, if I can give me another 50, it would be preferred. Because if I could cherry pick 40 out of 150, I think I could cherry pick more than one or two 68s. And if I strategically place them in the order, that's how you get them. I think placing how you place your coins in an order is at least 10% of the grade you get. If you don't put your shit in the right order and you put your best coin up front, and then they see some coins that weren't quite as good as that one later on, you're all gonna they're not gonna go back. They're gonna give you solid 67s. If you load the whole front of your submission up with good 67s, and then randomly like 10 coins or 15 coins in, you throw one that you think to yourself is a fucking bomber. There's a chance I'll get a star. There's a chance I'll get an 8. And then you go back. Then you go back to doing sevens again. And then 10 or 15 deep, you throw another one. So that way he sees what a normal 67 will be, and then he'll see what quality is. You gotta fuck with his eyeball a little bit. Same with toning. You don't want to put your bomber first. You want to put some mediocres, and then hit him with the fucking whammy. What happened? Get yourself a top pop. Which I think if I would have had more of these SMS Kennedys, I could have got a 68 out of this one. I think this deserves a 68, but I didn't have enough for him to look at that were actually 67 cameos for him to see how much better the fields are versus the other 67. I mean, granted, it's not an ultra cam, but I ain't talking about frost. I'm just talking about just the field quality versus die strikes or die life. This one is younger than this one, and it deserved a 68, I think. And I couldn't tell until they were in the holders. This will probably be one of the annex graders because it's one of mine. This is a forever coin. I'm not worried about what slab it's in. I'm just worried about it staying good. And if you've never seen these before, pretty sweet. It's obviously not a Walking Liberty half. This one's getting cracked most likely because I don't feel she's clean. Because the toning has marks that do this over here behind the wing, they called it cleaned. I think that's the only possible thing that I could find on here that resembled anything cleaned was these little swipes in the toning where it's got a little bit of it taken off below the wing. That's it right there. There's no swipes anywhere else. But that's okay. Because you can still see the variety. And that's all that matters. So I need this to get looked at by Sir Brian, Mr. Sandhorter. I'll try to get you, or I won't try. I'll send you ridiculously good pictures later, or when I close this down under the scope, under the good scope. Because even in the holder, that S is still there clear as day. I need to get closer. No. All right. And I did that on the little screen for no reason. Because that still looks mighty, mighty like an S to me. So I guess to anybody who's been here the whole time and hasn't sent things for grading, be skeptical of PCGS. NGC's a bit better at it, but don't trust conservation according to, as far as my opinion goes at this moment. I think the way my coin looks after conservation is suspicious as fuck. And I would not do that again. I would not recommend that to a friend. Unless that friend likes to be fornicated in his butthole. Oh, I can do that again. And the dime is not here yet, but it's the moneymaker. It's the sweet coup de grace, as it were. We're carping all them DMs. Shouldn't have done that. Poor little fella. Just a boy. I'm surprised that you've never done your registry plugging in sound order. It's kind of addicting, and it's gonna. I'm afraid that the second you do, your addiction to buying slabs could skyrocket to an interventionable level. Is how I'll put that. Because of the competition involving the registry sets. Let's just say that I have this many sets, and I feel the competition burn. Like I feel the urge to get more to build up the registry set, just due to the competition bug that it threw my way. And I got this many. Because NGC will allow PCGS and NGC coins to be under the registry set. or vice versa. It just takes an extra day for them to verify with company to company that that is that coin. It's kind of fun because you can make your own categories, or you can like look at categories that have been made. So like, there's a Lincoln category, there's just Jeffersons, there's proof ones, there's Mensa. Well, there's all kinds, and you can make your own. Like I can't remember what I named it. Yeah, I have a few. I have a few. And I think it does an algorithm setup where it searches out things that match that restriction for your category, and it ranks you along that line as well. It's weird. Super fun though. Can't lie. I've done this today. Anyway, you see above the F, then in between the A and the F, closer towards the bottom of the A, and then inside the triangle of the A. I can't figure out what it's clashed with, but I'm pretty sure this is clashed. This is a 1904 engine with an interesting four. That O looks super suspicious. Anomalous, as it were. So I'm gonna say this is either a pre-punch thing. So inside that nine looks a bit anomalous as well. Quite a bit so. Moves out right over here. I was looking at my Indian album the other day, and I'm not convinced that my 1903 is not a proof. I'm not convinced it's not. No, it's not. Very much data. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm not sure this is proof. Because that's damn pretty good on my other team. It's what happened pretty identical shirt on square. Take that. That was a contrast. Maybe. Oh, pretty good. Three shirts. Oh, I just got another three. I think this is smaller. This is a smaller spot. See that, but northwest just a wee bit. Or worse. I'm pretty sure this is a re-punch bit mark on this here commit. Oh yeah, I can totally kind of see this remote. Not the easiest thing to see. I'm surprised at the grade that that large thing got, so it's debating on sending some of the ones that I would actually grade. Not the one that I was hoping to just get home, so I didn't damage the spot where the variety was. Sons of bitches. What happened? Would like to send in some of these 45s. I think if I did it in the right order, I could get out and get 67 or so. Maybe even a 7, a plus. I think a plus would be pretty good. We got a season. Yeah, we started to. Not everybody's day go. You know, my chat bros just highly possible. We're going to send it for about half an hour. On this one as well. But yeah. Don't probably be next door though. This is one of the debaters, the master debaters. Can't hate on the preventions. I gotta see if this one did have best numbers. This is absolutely a DDO. Absolutely. A rather decent one. This was the first one I got in the box. Excited. That was on 1940 with full stabs. And research the price was on being the whole world had a 1940 with full stabs. The sad girl that falls in her mouth. Blood bone. Blood. And then she was happy again. All right. Giggity, giggity, goo. America. Here's the 38 something or another. Let us see. Shall we? We shall. It's going to be a 38 Denver with almost full steps. I mean, there's steps showing. That's all I'm saying. Where did I put that nickel? It's the red to the blue. I appreciate the fuck out of this time. Yeah, that means this might be a 58 Philly. It is. It's a harder year to find. Let me tell you what. For anybody who's never done a Rosie album, for some odd reason, the 55 Philly, the 58 Philly, and like the early 50 S's are kind of hard to get. Like doing junk silver purchases, you can most likely fill majority of your album of Rosies. I mean, I expect you can fill every slot except for some reason, the 58 Philly and the 55 Philly. They seem to be just tougher to get in junk silver purchases. This is going. This is what it would look like if the Monticello was stationed in the galaxy. What happened? The scope ain't no bitch. You got to two-hand that motherfucker. Cleaned my ball sack. Oh, that's the issue. Well, that involves going to another scope because that scope's not easy to adjust. I would rather press the buttons here to switch the scope than to turn that goddamn dial because it is a pain in the ass. There's his ear. I don't know what I'm looking for, so here's his ear. I know I need to get whatever this is out from between him and the air tank. I know that it's 24 past the hour. There's the ear. I see the little lump at the bottom. I don't know if you're looking at this thing right. There at the tip of the shadow. Or newt. Or do you want to see the top of the ear? We can do that. And there's the ear. Those bee holes called this clean. I'm very irritated at the bee holes. 3 Facebook notifications. What happened? One's a message? No. And it's to come. Whoa, no, whoa, whoa, whoa. And a message request from Promise Izaldia. I feel like getting scammed today. Let's do this. Ooh, good one. Oh, my phone's frozen again. Jesus. Is this one of them? I see. I'm assuming that the thing at the bottom of the earlobe is a remnant of a clash, to be honest, because I think that's the bottom of a device. I think it's something square at the bottom of her ear, right? Right. Straight like. Uh, Angled like this, actually. Do this. You can see what I speak of. I think at the bottom of that earlobe, right yonder, where this little square thing pops out the other side, kind of weird like over here. If I can get closer. Oh, I can totally get closer. Yeah, it's like there's something that was clashed, but it's like whatever it was clashed with had a straight line, and it's almost the same depth as the ear, but it has a little piece pop out at the back. In no way do I think that's important. It's too minor to list, but I never noticed it before. Oh, Decon did something else. What did Decon say? Out of Facebook back here. EASS? What? We got a repunch date though, or misplaced date, because over here on the outside of this here fucking denticle, it is something directly below the tube. That is something for sure. That is something. That was the one thing that Ken always taught us. Always look in the denticles. The denticles hide the good shit. And they do. Proof information, misplaced dates, the good stuff. And a little bit of an alligator eye. I saw it earlier today. Let's see if I get to show you. Yeah. So if there better be an RPM for the 31 Denver. If there's not one attributed yet, I'm gonna be pissed because that is blurry still. Hold on. That is something inside that D. Foshizi Magnesi. And that is something sticking out the back of the D as well. Top of eight. What? Top of eight. Top of what? I imagine you're talking about the morning still. On top of A8. What is this A8? AJG A8 that you speak of? I'm 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 one momenting because I don't know what you speak of. I am confused. 24 past the hour. Time to use my special getting high powers. To the four people that are here and not watching Lemonhead, how's it going? I'm surprised Dakone's not over there putting numbers in the chat and all his jargon. What happened? I think there's a fight going on between two females outside my window. If any titties come out, look away. Everybody loves titties. Top of bleh. Oh, there's totally an immature girl fight going on outside. This could get entertaining. So I've been streaming for an hour and 38 minutes. I'm going to be shutting down before that 2 hour thing clicks on over. Why? Because I've been up here by myself for 2 hours talking. I feel like Ken Jr. now. It's impressive. And I was probably a third as informational at best. I do have Play-Doh, by the way. I need to talk to CJ and have him make me some dies, and I will totally continue the teaching of the hubbing process on with Play-Doh and shit. Bullshit will happen. Somebody's got to keep that going on the interwebs. That man was an asshole genius, an idiot asshole savant, real class act, as it were. And I miss him. What was that? Whoever's talking over there is loud. Oh, what am I doing? You didn't know what it was. Ah. So who are you? Ah, still does it. Well, I'm out of this bitch, fellers and gents and ladies and turds. It's been fun. Glad to see my 3 coin homies, which would be Sent Hawda, Ease, Turd Ass, and Daycon. What happened? Peace, bitches.